Know that Tennessee is the first state in our entire country to have the Highway Patrol using crash analytics software to predict where serious or deadly crashes will happen in our area. I rode along with a Highway Patrol trooper to show you how it works.
Cell phone.
And with the number of distracted drivers he sees, this is a surprise for Sergeant Anthony Griffin with the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
Saving lives and saving families from heartache of the serious injuries and of possibly having our loved one killed in a crash.
That is the reason Sergeant Griffin says THP is using new technology to predict where serious or deadly crashes might happen, putting troopers ahead of the game.
In that hot spot there where you can see it's a shade of red, and basically you pull it up and you would see 4-hour blocks totaling 24 hours, and you would see that between 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock p.m. on today's date, there's a 58% chance of a possible significant crash occurring in that particular area. So what we would do is we would deploy troopers to that area and hopefully either sit stationary, obviously run traffic enforcement, and hopefully get a reduction in traffic crashes on that particular day during that particular time.
The software combines statistics on crash history, sporting events, festivals, weather, even places that sell alcohol.
It helps us make more informed decisions about where we need to put ourselves in order to reduce these serious crashes.
And once they're there,
would be sit in the median, conduct traffic enforcement, stationary observation. Just being stationary sometimes is almost as effective as doing the actual enforcement itself because you're visible.
THP Colonel Tracy Trott says that the number of deadly crashes in Tennessee is down 8%, and troopers are doing more DUI and seatbelt enforcement than any other year. Sergeant Griffin says giving someone a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt proves to mean something more than just another day on the job.
She, with conviction, believes that it absolutely saved her life.
The sergeant is talking about a young woman who he encountered twice in one day.
You issue a traffic citation for someone not wearing their seatbelt, which obviously helps keep them safe, and then here it is 4 hours later. Had she not been wearing it, there's no question that she would have been seriously injured, if not killed. And so to see the fruit of your work in a situation like that, it absolutely makes you feel good, and it makes you feel like you're making a difference.
And they're only going to keep improving and perfecting their new technology.
The bottom line is that we're preventing tragedies. We're preventing troopers from having to go to homes and knock on their door and tell a mother or a father or a wife or a girlfriend that their loved one's not coming home.
Now, THP is just scratching the surface on this crash predictive software. They hope in the future to have you being able to use it where you can pick where you're going to be driving, see if it's an area that might have had serious crashes or deadly crashes, maybe if you want to avoid it. We will let you know if and when that becomes available. But coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to show you, okay, this is just a simulation of a crash. We'll show you how troopers are training to respond safely to these crashes. I'm live here on the Traffic Incident Management track here at THP Training Center. Samantha Singer, Fox 17 News.
All right. If you've never had a good cup of coffee prepared by an expert barista, put it on your list of things to do. Barista Parlor in East Nashville and Golden Sound in the Gulch are perfecting the pour, one latte at a time. It's the people, the coffee, the food, all the things that they're getting right. And if you're wondering whether you can really taste the difference, the answer is yes.
This is what they call blooming the coffee. So we don't want to do anything too crazy, just make sure all the grounds are saturated.
You're blooming the coffee.
Watch, it'll kind of rise. And these are very, very fresh coffees within a week of roast. And it's going to give off gas. Wow. And like this is just priming the solids, the desirable solids in here for extraction.
It's bubbling like lava.
Yeah, so many more things other than just the methodology that makes it superior. It's really like the raw ingredients that we're using. Most people have heard about Arabica, for example.
Sure.
The two primary species of coffee that are served are Robusta and Arabica. But within Arabica, there are different varieties. Just like think of apples, there are different varieties of apples. Espresso is just another method of brewing coffee, not a roast, like many view it as.
They brew filter profile coffee. It's probably not what you're used to seeing.
So we've got 3 steps.
Yes.
Grind.
Yes.
Tamp. Pull the shot.
The latte artists, true craftsmen, and they take their job seriously.
Having the right grind is key in having a good tasting espresso. And what you're looking for is a completely even bed. If it's not completely even, the extraction that we're talking about, if this side is higher, this side will get over extracted and this side will get under extracted because it's not completely level.
So what does that mean when you taste it?
It'll taste bad.
And I can tell you firsthand, creating a good-looking, good-tasting latte is not easy.
Like, not just anybody can walk up to a machine.
It takes a lot of practice.
It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of work. I don't think people appreciate the art that goes into this and the science that goes into it.
Golden Sound, the golden child of Barista Parlor, is bringing the heat in the kitchen too, with a breakfast menu that rivals any other. And I can say that because my photographer and I ordered breakfast. It was amazing.
It's not something just straight out of a jar. It's something that we've, really toiled over and had a good time making. And you can really, I think, is a reflection of that in every biscuit, every plate of food that comes out.
Regional farmers and their own canned goods put a spin on Southern classics here. The kind of place where you actually sit beside people and get to know your neighbor. The kind of place where you can drink the coffee black, even if you're like me and you've never done that before. The kind of place with the kind of people who make Nashville one of the best coffee cities in the country.
And in fact, Travel and Leisure just ranked Nashville the 13th best coffee city in the country. Now, if we could only get them to deliver, we'll have to see if we can work on that. 6:58 right now.
There's something happening in Antioch, but be careful, it's contagious. You can hear the laughter, see the smiles, and feel the fun. Okay. The Antioch Library is an impressive new physical building, but it's also a metaphor for a bigger movement. Please. The newest addition is a cornerstone of development in a city that's starting to see some new life. It's also bringing new life for families that need a place to go.
Well, I gotta tell you that I've seen these faces because I was at the All Branch, and these little faces going, what is this? Like, they come to Storytime and they don't know where they're coming. But as soon as they see my face, they're like, oh, I'm in the right place, because they are familiar with the Storytime face. So they love it, and then they get all mesmerized by the toys and all the new books that we have.
Pat Bashir is the children's librarian at the Southeast Branch, and she says their new home isn't just about having new things, it's about creating excitement for children.
For me, literacy has to do with fun. So if you make it fun, the kids will come, the kids will be into it.
From story time,
Birthday Bunny felt so very sad.
which is pretty epic, to the teen center, to the resource area for adults looking for jobs or immigrants who are just coming to the States. This high-tech center, in just a few short months, is giving neighbors what they want and what they need.
Our numbers have literally doubled. So that's the most amazing part of it. They're really enjoying the space and they're making the most of it.
Some small business owners say they just can't catch a break.
It is what it is. I can't stop them from doing what they want to do.
Nate Horsey Sharon owns HQ's upstairs pool room. He's a little miffed that nearby Vandy Hospital will begin charging patients and visitors to park.
It's unfortunate. We already have people who are going to work using our lot that are not customers here or anywhere else in our building.
Nate feels Vanderbilt is missing the mark if they care about being a good neighbor. But he chalks the new policy up to one thing.
It seems excessive. I guess they're trying to turn an extra dollar.
But Nate says although the parking situation is a concern, it's not something that's going to sink business.
It'll be a pain in the butt, and we'll deal with it.
Nate's pockets may not be directly impacted, but Vandy patients and visitors say $7 a day adds up to frustration.
It's outrageous. As the cost of living, you say $7 for parking, that's going to feed a family one day.
Melissa Klaus often drives from her home in Ashland City to the Children's Hospital for her daughter's scoliosis treatments. She says after paying for medical bills and gas, the sight of the newly installed parking machines is just too much.
I think it's very greedy. It's just more money out of our pocket.
Shame that I came here yesterday, too.
I'm not ashamed that you did it.
Andrella, like a lot of other people, was just looking for a job.
I'm like, I don't have anything right now. He put me up here, and I've been here ever since.
What she didn't expect to find was a new home at Gabby's in South Nashville. She's the first person you see when you walk in. She's the one that customers miss when she's gone. Kind of ironic because she got hired to work the grill.
I'm almost menopausal, okay? So you put me on that grill. But that summer, he thought that I was gonna die.
Turns out the register is where she's meant to be. The guys on the grill are making the burgers that make Gabby's famous. Just in the last week, celebrities like Tim Tebow have stopped in to see what's on the menu. You'd be hard-pressed to find something you didn't love here, whether it's a burger like the Seamus, the sinfully sweet desserts, or those sweet potato fries.
So what makes Gabby's a South Nashville hotspot? I got 2 words for you. We're talking people, we're talking energy.
Come on, man. Come on in. Menu's right up.
We make a big deal out of whatever's going on in your life, because when you come in here, you don't just come in here and get a burger.
A lot of customers say Gabby's feels like home. For Doug, the owner, and for Andrella, the heart of this place, it's true.
It gave me this feeling of, this is like a homey place when you come in. So when you go home, say, hey, people say, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? And that's just how I was raised. You speak to people. You come in and you get some conversation. They have sports talk all the time.
So what makes Gabby's a South Nashville must? Well, even the staff will tell you it's the customers. Andrella will admit she's been trying to leave to start her own business, but she just can't do it yet.
Because we got a great burger. We give great service. We're